Previously on Doki Doki Literature Club.
And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. Toothpaste. Yeah, that's it. Natsuki and Yuri's reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem? Why not my best friend? Sure. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's a good friend after all. You okay? I embarrassed myself, didn't I? Oh, my goodness. This is so good, Tyler. Huh? I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori? You must seriously be overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because you have no idea what I like either. But wait, no, because I have no idea what I like either.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? There's a lot of you-knows in this game, you know? So, when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Tyler poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like, I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you... I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me how you're really part of the club now. Forever and ever. Of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? Is that a question? How do you pronounce C as a question? It's like I said before, Tyler. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. Not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motivation here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah? I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright. I'm going to hold you on that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry. I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through the blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleep from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just no, blah, blah, blah. You can't just answer just a little bit to a yes and no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least it makes me feel a bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. She's so adorable. Even though you were late for school, you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. It's true. You shouldn't. You should definitely not skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point. Well, I guess there's no point arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'm looking forward to it. Yuki stares at the poem. Oh god, it's terrible, isn't it? A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
That's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay? This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah? Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
So it's that bad?
No. Did I just raise my voice? Hello? I was whispering. Why did it, like, hit the poom, poom, poom? Alright. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we've really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people.
It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical for new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style really deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought,
it's as if her
demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. But not when I read it, because I can totally make her stammer.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and technique that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but building them. But getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
That's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. What? That's a tiny T, right? That's a tiny T, okay. Ghost under the light. The tendril of my hair illuminates beneath. The amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. I think. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. This one is interesting. Whoa. Are you really reading my mind? It wasn't that terrible. I mean, it was just a tiny little tease. I wasn't sure it was a tiny little T. Okay, so don't worry, Yuri. I'm sorry. I have such a terrible handwriting. No problem. I survived it. It's not chicken scratch. It's not Doctor's handwriting. It's not Dr. House handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking about... Oh, that's sexy. I wasn't thinking that at all. But... it took you a long time to read. Yuri, I'm a slow reader, okay? I'm like curious to know if the game knows that it took me some time to read. Is the game that smart? How'd you know? I read slow. I'm like, if this is part of the actual storyline, clearly, I'm a slow reader playing as a slow reader. Or maybe I'm playing as myself, a slow reader. So, yeah, it took me a long time. How'd you know I had trouble reading your stuff? Well, I don't read script very often, but it's beautiful, okay? I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild.
Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Tyler.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you didn't... You did only glance over it after all.
Yeah, it took me long to glance over the poem.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experience in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to go, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's kind of what I thought the poem was about, yeah, sure.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. Solemn.
I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll just keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Alright, so...
Jeez. Well, it's about what I expected for someone like you.
Well, that's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't invoke any emotions.
So, basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass, thank you.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. And horses can race.
What was I about to say?
Owls can sink and cheetahs can run. There's no end, but I keep putting ends everywhere. Eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school think that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take time so people don't even take my writing seriously. But
isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Which makes sense, because humans can try, compared to all the other qualities that were labeled before. Like, humans can't actually fly, but you can try to fly using airplanes and stuff. It's the next best thing. It's still flying, but it's not you flying. And you can't outrun a cheetah. I think. No, you can't. Although, maybe one day one person will. Or maybe somebody already did. I don't know. You know, one of these superhero type people. You know, like the guy that's super non-sensitive to cold, that you know, real superhuman abilities. I think there was a show about it, or a web show. I'm not entirely sure. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight onto wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did.
I guess more
went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect that. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, didn't you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud when I won't, then I won't take that away from her.